So Eurogamer has just released an interview with Harold Ryan, the president of Bungie. In the interview, he released some really cool things that you can read about the upcoming DLC called The Dark Below. There's a link to the interview in the description, but for now, I want to go over a few interesting bits about the upcoming story that should get you all excited for December 9th when it drops. Harold Ryan spilled the beans on a character named Eris. Here's what he said. There's a new vendor character in the tower with a pretty interesting story to tell that you'll be able to experience and play through once you buy the DLC. Her name is Eris. She's gonna send you on a mission against the Hive to help stop Crota and his efforts to invade and take over the solar system. Now, we know that the Dark Below will have 3 new story missions, a strike, and a raid. All of these are going to be centered around the story of Crota, but a recap for those of you who don't know, Crota is not on our side. Crota is an ancient ruler of the Hive who we're going to have to try to stop from regaining power. And it seems like Eris is going to be the one to send us on these missions that will end up with us kicking some major Crota trash. Not only is she going to be a vendor who will hopefully sell some pretty awesome gear, but it seems like she's going to give us bounty-like objectives. Here's what else Harold Ryan said about this. Looking at how the exotic quests work, like the Thorn quest, was the inspiration for how we're attempting to tell the story in this expansion. And so it's going to feel much more emergent and interactive in the world as you play through and unlock the story of Eris. Here's something that I thought was comforting to hear from Bungie. Ryan also mentioned that they are trying a different approach to storytelling in the expansion compared to what they did in the original game release. He said, "What you'll see in this expansion is going to be a very different approach to telling a new story to players than the thematically driven story from the original launch of the game. It's going to feel much more loot driven and story driven in that it's going to feel faster paced, with more action as you go through it and with exposition. The important thing about Eris is this story is going to be her story, and she's going to send you on a mission that's a lot of fun." If you're unaware of the buzz on Destiny's story, there's a lot of speculation that we're all being deceived into thinking that the Traveler was a loving protector. A lot of speculation claims that the Guardians are the real darkness. What's interesting is that Eris fuels this fire a little bit. Besides being known to some people as the 10th planet in our solar system, Eris is also a reference to the Greek goddess of chaos. Her name also means discord. On top of that, Eric Osborne says this: "Not only does she offer up unique bounties and rewards, she also has a story to tell about the Hive and their evil intentions. She's also pretty creepy." So this creepy new character named after the goddess of chaos is sending us on missions now. That sounds pretty shady to me. It's starting to shed some light on when the stranger tells us this.
A side should always be taken, little light. Even if it's the wrong side.
Something else that Eris has revealed to us is that it stopped the rumors of content being cut and repackaged into DLC because Activision said so. A lot of people have been accusing Bungie and Activision of chopping parts of the story into a DLC just to make more money. And they're trying to use that to explain why the story felt so choppy. What we've learned through this, though, is that the story content from The Dark Below was developed within the last 3 months, and that the reason there are unfinished areas in the launch edition of the game is simply because of download and memory logistics. The way they did it saved download time and space on all of our hard drives. Comforting to know that Bungie hasn't turned to the dark side after all. Check out the links below for more articles on what we know about the upcoming expansions. This has been Planet Destiny with Eris, Dark Below ally.